Thanks.
Can I ask you first about Aaron Ramsey, who's not here, of course, but what is the situation with him? It seems that other players have left the Juventus bubble, but he hasn't. So, and will you have him available for the next two games after this one?
Yeah, Aaron's just followed the protocol that he was told. We've gone along with that. So, yeah, but we expect him to be available for Sunday and Wednesday. So we're just finalising when he can come over. It's probably going to be the Thursday. So, yeah, everything's in hand and looking forward to him meeting up.
Is there a reason why others were allowed out and he wasn't? Or
I don't know. I mean, like I say, Aaron followed the protocol that he was told. We obviously back that up. That's all I can say, really. I don't know about any others' players' situation or any other clubs, countries' situation.
And everybody else in the squad okay, Ryan?
Yeah, obviously 3 games in a short space of time, so a bit of juggling. Obviously a huge game everyone's looking forward to. Always a big game when we play England, but with one eye also on Sunday, because that's where where 3 points are available.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but a lot of the fans are saying you can't downgrade an England game because of the rivalry, but the priority would be for the 2 Nations League games. How do you see that?
Yeah, I mean, I can see why, because it always captures the imagination. England, Wales, and but my priority is to do well in the Nations League. Obviously, we have to play this game, and it is a wonderful occasion for the players. So, like I say, everyone's looking forward to it, but obviously a bit of juggling going about, knowing that we've got 2 games after that, which are worth 6 points and important games to us.
Chris Mepham was saying yesterday that you sort of talked to players about being in this COVID bubble that you've been in before the games. Clearly, there have been problems in the England camp, but you've had none of that. How strict have you been? And have you said to players, look, if you step out of the line, that'll be it, you won't be selected?
No, I think a great deal goes with the sports science department, medical department, preparing for camp, making sure that everything's in hand, that when the players and the staff come into the bubble, that everything's safe. And I just reiterated what happened last time in the last camp. Everyone was great, and we just need to keep them standards up and make sure that we follow the right protocols. But no, I haven't had to sort of go hard on them or tell them any, go over the board. Just reiterated what we did well last time and keep that up.
Would you take that action if they stepped out of line, or?
Well, it's difficult to say without certain circumstances. So, I mean, I can't sort of speculate on what might happen and what I would do.
Ryan, you played a couple of times against England without success. You've got these other 2 games coming up. What can you hope to get out of Wembley, and just how do you approach it?
Well, we want to win. We want to win the game. We've got great momentum going into the game. So we want to keep that momentum up. Also, we realise it's a tough game. England have got some quality players. They could pick 2, 3 teams. So we know whatever team they put out, it's going to be a difficult match for us. But we're excited. We're up for it, and we're looking forward to the game.
Are you ever envious of what other countries have? I remember Gareth Bale being asked in the Euros, who would get in the Wales side? He said none of the England players. But are you ever envious of?
No, I mean, I've got a great group of players, so I'm happy with the players that I've got. The strength in depth is going to be tested, but that's why we give players chances to take the chance, and then it's up to them to stay in the team.
77, Ryan, the last time Wales won it at Wembley, the only time actually, and 84 when Sparky scored on his debut, the last Wales win. It's about time, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously it'd be an amazing feat if we did, because the stats that you just give. I mean, it's not easy because of the reasons I've just gave. England have quality players, and they've got real strength in depth. But yeah, we'll give it a go and see where it takes us.
All the best, Ryan.
Thanks. Cheers, Rob. Thank you.
Okay, Lawrence.
Yeah, I'll find the unmute button first. Hi, Ryan. A
Hello,
huge
Lawrence.
disappointment that the fans can't be there tomorrow. Yeah. How are you kind of dealing with it? I mean, Nico's goal in front of a packed Canton stand in the last match would have been incredible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it is. And, you know, I just said about this game capturing the imagination. So our fans travelling over the border, it would have been amazing experience. But it is where we're at. The players are used to it, obviously, every week playing at their clubs. And, you know, it was something that we had to get used to, obviously, as a staff, that there's no fans there. But it is what it is, and we just have to get on with it.
It must be difficult as well, I guess, for the FAW to put matches on, as the FA are finding, without fans being there from the financial point of view, as well as the fans.
Yeah, of course it is. You know, we have to run on a tight budget, and we do that well. We do that, so we are able to handle situations like this. Of course, everyone's hurting because you're not allowed fans, whether it be because of the atmosphere or financial reasons as well. So everyone's in the same boat, and like I say, we just have to make do with what we've got. And
you come from a unique point of view in terms of not only an international manager, but your role at Salford. And it must be hard for clubs like Salford at the moment to survive without fans in there. And on from that, do you think that it could be socially distanced at that level?
Yeah, I mean, it obviously hurts the teams the lower you go, because they depend on fans coming through the turnstiles. So it is difficult. You know, we've experienced that at Salford, just like a lot of other teams. So yeah, I mean, I think it's now that I think I read that you know, theatres and other places are starting to let people come through. I think it is something that we have to look at because it is hurting the lower clubs, and they do need help.
Thanks, Ryan.
Cheers. Thank you.
Okay, I think we'll move on to kind of the written section now. Have we got kind of Laurie to kick us off?
Hi, Ryan.
Hello.
So drawing on what the other guys were saying, really, this match against England is a big opportunity to show, I think, the wider world, you know, where you're progressing with Wales. Do you feel in a good place to do that? I know obviously you've got the losses with Gareth and Aaron, but the rest of the team, do you feel like you've got a good squad to go out and actually show what Wales have been building these last few months?
Yeah, like I said before, you know, with other players out, it gives a chance for players who maybe have not had as many minutes or as many games, a chance to show them what they can do. It is a balancing act, you know, because we have got that game on Sunday, and then obviously the game Wednesday. So, you know, whether players get full 90 minutes because they need it, or maybe they played a lot and they just get 45, that is something that's going to happen, because we need to prepare for all three games, not just the England game.
I know it's maybe, you know, just the way we are at the moment with circumstances with no fans, but how do you think that affects players on the pitch? And I don't know about yourself as a manager on the touchline. It seems we're getting, you know, quite, you know, crazy scores in Premier League matches. So I've just wondered if you think that that's any cause of the lack of fans, whether there's a sort of difference in how players approach games.
Yeah, maybe. You know, that, like you said, there has been some crazy scores. Whether that would have happened with fans in it, it's hard to tell, isn't it? I mean, I wouldn't have enjoyed playing in empty stadiums. You much prefer the atmosphere, whether it be home or whether it be away. You know, players love that. Players thrive on that. So, again, it's something that the players have got used to, more used to than me, because they experience it week in, week out. So, it is where we is, and we just have to get on with it. Whether it affects scores, I'm not too sure. Also, you know, players coming back at different times, and some players having longer off than others, different variations of fitness, that could have a reason. But, you yeah, unfortunately, looks like we're a long way off it, and it is missed that atmosphere and that fan element, supporting the team.